Hey everybody, welcome back to BigRedEDC. Well, it's time for another tag video that's going around top 5 users. Now, as you guys know, I sometimes kind of throw my own little spin on these tag videos, and that's pretty much what I'm gonna do today. First off, though, I was tagged in this video by a couple of really awesome channels. Of course, my good buddy Brad at Mild Mannered EDC. Thank you so much, my friend. And then Leo from Lions Jewelry and EDC. He also tagged me. I'll leave links to their channels down in the description. If you haven't checked either one of them out, please go do so. Great channels, lots of fun, good content. I mean, come on, we're knife people. We absorb the content. But now, like I said, I'm going to put my spin on this. And the reason I'm doing this is, as a knife reviewer, a lot of knives come in, go out, use them, review them, formulate an opinion on them, and then put the content out on YouTube. So a lot of knives, I use them to review them, and then they leave. So, but I have knives here that find their way into my uses almost daily. I understand EDC, everyday carry, but as we know, we don't always carry the exact same thing every day. So, it's just the nature of what we do. But here we go. Here's my spin on my top 5 users. Now, the first two I'm going to show you, you guys see all the time. Now, are they my top 5 users? They probably don't get used as far as cutting implements the most, but I tell you what, you see these guys almost every single day. That's obviously the PM2 and the BigRedEDC bug out. Why do you see them? Well, they're my knife comparisons. There's my size comparisons in my videos. Now, do I carry them? Yep. Every once in a while, I do. They do manage to find their way in the pocket. They sit here on the review table, so they're not as readily seen as a lot of them, as a lot of my knives are. But they do get carried. They do make their way into my pocket. Both terrific knives, but they definitely get used almost every single day when I make videos. Now, is this exactly the intent of the tag? Well, like I said, it's my little spin on it. So, the PM2 and the bug out definitely get used quite frequently. Some others that get, one of them that finds its way into my pocket so very often is this guy right here, my Alox Pioneer X. Love this knife. You guys have seen it many times on the channel, and the reason why I love this knife, obviously, it's for the knife, and it's just a quick drop in the pocket knife for sure, but I mean, come on. Those right there, that is by far the most used tool on this knife for me, are the scissors. I love it. I love the knife. It's an absolutely gorgeous. It's not red, it's blue, I understand. But just that distressed blue and the hard, like, acid wash on the implements, the tools, it's just a fantastic knife, and it finds its way into my pocket quite a bit. Now, I will have to admit, this little guy, the Evo Grip S17, this guy is finding its way into my pocket even more and more. Kind of, I can't say replacing, because nothing's going to replace that one. It's just too awesome. But this is an awesome gift from my buddy Zeb and Manette. And I tell you what, because, of course, where they at? Yes. They do have, it does have scissors. So I tell you what, guys, I am carrying this one more and more. Now, as far as the tag goes, this guy definitely takes the cake. This one's kind of just like, sneaking in there and kind of making its way. So definitely a couple of solid users there. I'm going to keep these guys out. So we're going to move these up here. Now, and this might not be a top 5 because I'm kind of, but these are definitely my top users. So top 5-ish, we'll call it. Now, over the summer and here into the fall, I'm getting ready to clean up my flower beds. You guys know my flower beds are a very important part of, well, kind of just my zen, to be perfectly honest with you. And one of these 3 knives rides with me all the time. When I'm outside working, usually I have 2 of them on me. Now, this guy is one that's more recent. This is the one I got as a member of Uncle John's band, Grateful Panic. Thank you very much, my friend. This is just an awesome little pruner, little yard knife. I love it. That's exactly what it has on the package. You know, it shows its use. So this one is fun. But these 2, the Rough Rider. I always forget the number on this one. We got to find it. And then you can see it's dirty. It digs in the dirt. That is the 1300 or 1500? 1500. Yeah, it rides. And Nellie, even, she's all over these hawk bills, man. She's always snagging them. You know, you can see that guy, he lost his shield. But you know what? That's okay. I mean, it's dug into the dirt, and it is definitely getting used out there in the yard. I need to clean it up a little bit. That's kind of no, I mean, it's got character. It's a user. And then this one, this is the Lord and Field, the micarta handle. This sort of, you know, kind of hawkbill, half hawkish. You know, it's obviously not as pronounced as the Rough Rider, but this guy as well. It gets a lot of pruning. I tell you what, this one actually, this year, I used this one on my roses quite a bit this year and did a perfect job. So, yeah. One of these guys. And now, obviously, in the wintertime, it's probably, I need to flush that pivot a little bit. That's the thing with using these in the dirt and stuff like that. Those pivots kind of get dirty. Yeah, I need to flush that pivot. But, hey, they go to work, they do their job, and it's definitely a lot of fun. And like I'm saying, this little Klaus, it's getting there. It's not a top user right now, but it's getting there. Definitely get some use. All right. Now, probably I would have to say, well, the actual most user knives in my collection are one of these 2. You've got the Rough Rider Marlin spike knife, and then you have the Camillus Marlin spike knife. Now, why are these my most used? And when I say used, I mean used knives. And it's not always necessarily for the blade. As you can tell, it's a Marlin spike knife. I've said this many times on the channel before. I work as a crane rigger. We're rigging loads to be loaded onto Navy vessels, and we use a lot of shackles and that type of thing. And sometimes those shackles, you know, depending on the load, the shackle pin gets kind of tightened up. Right there, that Marlin spike is my shackle key. It allows me, the shackle has a hole in the bail, you put that in there, pop it down, loosen it up, and you can definitely, it's a shackle key. That's basically what I use it for, is a shackle key. Now, do I use the blades? Absolutely, I use the blades. But I tell you what, that Marlin spike, it gets used quite a bit. Now, one of these is always with me when I go to work. There is just no question. Either one of them. I rotate them through. Sometimes one rides a week, sometimes the other one rides a week. Sometimes it's day to day. It's whichever one I grab, honestly. The blades do get used. Now, like I said, I have a lot of knives that come in for review. I take them to work with me. I use them at work as well. So that's when these blades aren't getting used as much. But I will tell you what, there does come some times when, if I have somebody's, really nice knife, or even some of the pass around knives, we try to keep them in as good as condition as possible for the next reviewer. So we'll do some cutting and stuff like that. But if it ever comes a time where I have to do some cutting that might put the blade edge in jeopardy, that's kind of how we'll say it, I'm going to use one of these. Plain and simple. Just because I don't always have time to repair an edge on, say, a pass-around knife or something like that, if something were to happen to it. Now, thank goodness it hasn't yet because of kind of my process and what I do. But those knives, or these two, they're always there to jump in and quote-unquote save the day, if you will. I'm not going to put somebody's really nice knife. If somebody sends me a $300 knife, will I take it to work with me? Yeah, I will. Because that's where I use them the most. So I'll check them out. I'll cut with them there. But if it's something that could put that blade edge in jeopardy, I'm going to get one of these. I can fix one of my own knives, when I have time, if I would do something to the edge. It's just the way it is, guys. It's just the way it is. It's all part of the process. So, there you go. That's kind of my, we'll call it top 5-ish users that I have in my collection. Yeah, it's none of them are the big fan, none of them are CRKs, the fancy. It's just the nature of what, it's kind of the nature of what happens as a reviewer. So, these guys definitely get a lot of use. These guys get a lot of use. These guys get a lot of use, and I was like, these guys get a lot of use. We'll call it. But hey, they're every day. I use them every day. So, is this my own spin? It is, kind of. But hey, it's the truth. And that's what I'm here to tell you like it is, guys. These are the ones that get used the most. So, thanks a lot. Really appreciate the tag from Brad, Mild-Mannered EDC, Leo, Lions, Jewelry, and EDC. I'm going to tag some people. I want to know what KC uses the most. He may have already done it. If you guys have already done this, no worries. RJ's Knives. Great content over there. RJ is just an absolutely fun dude to talk to. I'd like to hear his top 5 users. Let's see. KC, RJ. I'm using everybody's initials. Mark Coffman. Let's hear from Mark Coffman as well. I'd like to hear your top 5 users. So I'll tag those 3 guys. Like I said, guys, if you've already been tagged, you've already done it, no worries. Not a big deal. And if you don't have time to do the video, again, not worries. And if you have a channel and you haven't been tagged, guys, consider this your tag. Have fun with it. Show us your top 5 users. Like I said, we're here to consume that content. I don't get to consume as much when I'm working these crazy schedules. But hey, I will try to watch it at some point in time. Thanks a lot, guys. As always, like, subscribe, leave me that comment. I love talking to you. Till next time. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.